What's up, everybody? It's Jay, and I'm so excited to be able to share today's Devo with you. I'm going to be reading out of John chapter 7. This is verses 12 to 13, and it says like this. There was a lot of grumbling about him being Jesus, among the crowds. Some argued he's a good man, but others said he's nothing but a fraud who deceives the people. Verse 13 says, But no one had the courage to speak favorably about him in public, for they were afraid of getting in trouble with the Jewish leaders. Now, the reason why I love these two verses is because I think they're the most realistic and applicable to our lives today. If you're like me, there have been a couple times when you've been put into an uncomfortable situation, especially when it comes to talking about God or Jesus. I mean, think about it. Whether you go to school, whether it's your family or your job, no matter what it is that you're doing, somebody always has something negative to say, either about church or religion, and it puts us sometimes in an uncomfortable position. But as I was reading this story and as I was reading this chapter, one of the things that stood out to me was that I wanted us to feel encouraged that all of us have a story, all of us have a testimony, right? We use that word about what God has done in our lives. And the truth is that most people aren't going to want to read a Bible, or they're not going to want to go to church if they've never been to it or if they didn't grow up in it like I did. But all of us have a story that we can each relate to. You know, there's an expression that I learned a long time ago that said that sometimes you're going to be the only Jesus that people ever see. So what I want to do is encourage all of us that what you have inside of you, the truth of God, the love of God, what's inside of you, your testimony, your story, that's what needs to be spoken. I mean, if you open up your phone, if you turn on the news, there's always something negative being pushed out there. And in a time where people could use some hope and some encouragement, we need to have courage and be brave enough to talk about what Jesus has done in our lives. And so what I want to encourage you is that in these 21 days as we're going through it, let's be bold, let's be courageous, and let's actually be okay talking about God. It might be uncomfortable, it might be uneasy, but can I tell you that it's so much better to stand for Jesus than it is to be a bystander and not do anything at all with your story. So I want to encourage you, stay strong, be okay, be uncomfortable, but do it brave. Talk about Jesus. I'll see you guys soon.